spinners right now. What am I supposed to do here? Oh yeah, I wanted to. Oh yeah, Tanzverbot. Let's have a little party. I don't know if I actually need it. I don't think I need to solder anything in, now that I'm looking at it. Setting. Okay, next step would be making the setting. I don't think I actually need to solder on any plates for the screw. I looked at it just now, and I think it's fine as is. Ah, look at all of these silver pieces. I really need to do something about this. Need to remelt them or something like that. It did wake up the hedgehog. Setting. Thank you so much for the follow and welcome into my stream. So, I need to flatten this. I need to flatten this for us to make the setting out of. Oh no, that's the wrong wire, damn it. That's the 1.5 wire. I wanted the 2mm wire. Although, I mean, we can also make it out of the 1.5. It will be fine. I need to mill it down. The mill is on the side, you cannot see it, sadly, and I will not be milling long, so I don't think I need to show it to you. I'm just milling this piece flat. There we go. How much is it right now? It is at 1mm, and I need it at 0.6 would be nice. Let me see. 0.68, perfect. So this is what I have now. As you see, it has gained a lot of width because I have flattened it. This is the 2mm wire, by the way. Okay. So these all go inside of here. Now that I have flattened the wire, it means that it has moved a lot. So I flattened it from round to flat. And it needs to be annealed for me to be able to form it without it breaking. So I will be just heating it up and then quenching it in water. And then I will have to pickle it before we can continue working. So I need new pliers. Maybe I need also to turn on the gas completely. There we go. Come on. Water and pickle. Pickle is citric acid. It takes off the oxides. Okay, so this is now to the side. Let's look at our plan. Spinners. We have the square spinner and we have the balance one. So I have the sketches Where are my sketches? There are my sketches. So I have here 2 sketches, basically. How often can I say that word? Where is it? Oh, that's the other one. So basically, they will be in this style. So I have here one that is a little bit more complex. It has 2 moving stones and it will be spinning. And this one is the more easier one. Basically, this is like the square brother of this one. Same principle, different shapes. So let's start with that one. First, I need some wire. And I do think, well, thinking is good. That's good, that I think. We are scheduled so far for examining metallurgical, technical mechanics, and thermodynamics. Thermodynamics, do you mean like how to not burn yourself thermodynamics? Or what kind of thermodynamics do you mean? I need some wire for this that is straight. How about this wire? This wire is good. Should be 1.4 millimeters. Yes, it is. More the discussion about melting silver on a mountaintop. I don't think that's thermodynamics. Is it though? Yeah, it's like hard to argue against something in physics against a person, aka headless, who literally has a degree in physics. Like the probability that that know-it-all will be right is very high. Though it probably is thermodynamics. I want to draw this out before I cut it? So basically how to make this, I want to make this one first. And basically how you do it is you have a 90-degree on top. So you have like this square that you can make, and then you have here, you cut in with your triangular file, which is 60 degrees, so it is, what, 120? And then you have to just, I would like to calculate this length in proportion to this length. If you are silly enough, it doesn't matter how right they are. Things shrink when cooled down, all guys. Oh, you. How large do I want this to be? I don't need it to be big. That's for sure. Where's my other one? I'm very tempted to just use a rhino for this. because I do not want to calculate anything. What we discussed should be a part. Yeah, I do think it's a part of thermodynamics now. Do you want to see me cheat in math? No. You're also in a bad situation with such tactics if your opponent is also a channel moderator. Yeah, that is actually a very common tactics to like I don't know, to I don't know how to say it. To degrade.
Hello, friend.
No, not degrade. To end a discussion, but it's then not a discussion. It's just like a, you know. But yeah, I understand what you mean. Aruna is a variety crafter. You should visit her and look at her streams. And she has a cute bird, and she does a lot of stuff like crocheting, knitting, and also miniature painting. Oh, this music was so good, and now it's getting very weird. The headgear. Of course, of course. I think it is time again for the big one. Le headgear. Let me look at myself. There we go. I'm a unicorn and I'm fabulous. Ledgia. It's the perfect tactic of politicians, professionals of not knowing. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like it's not a very yeah. I would like to say that in professional word this tactic is not very good, but considering where it is all used, like the argument is a little bit lost, I feel. Why is it not centered? Oh, I see why. I basically am trying just to find out which length I would have with these angles of my triangle, and I think it is too big. Like this is ridiculous. So I think either I will need Thank you, Married with Spawn. Oh no! Oh no, that is so sad. Let's like a backhanded compliment. That looks so wrong. Okay, we'll just wing it. Yeah, that's the Falschpunkt. Something like this is better. Okay. There we go. Where is my wire? Some politicians are very transparent and bad at lying. I don't know. I don't know if the politics world is just full of poo, and or if it's just because we kind of see the ones that are full of poo more prominently because they are in the spotlight. So I do think that it is probably like I do think it's a difficult thing to navigate the political world nowadays. Let me maybe try the 8.5. Okay, I can make your day a little bit more more interesting, and I will give you probably one more reason to be a little bit angry, but that's fine. Did you know that today in Germany there is a thing called Tanzverbot, which is it is forbidden to dance? Because I learned that fact today. It was unbeknown to me. But basically, today you are forbidden from holding parties. You can still dance in your own household. Nobody is checking that. But it is forbidden to dance publicly by law. Yes, I am a unicorn. Yo, so fabulous. Does it happen often on other days? The dance party? I don't know. We do have a party here pretty regularly, just saying. Karfreitag today and Totendonnerstag. I think there are more. There is also Gedenkstag, as far as I have read. So Remembrance Day, which I can understand. I cannot understand the other two. Like, that's some bullshit. Here they've tried to evade that by opening the party zone on 00 on 001. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just not like I mean, on one day we have a holiday that is due to religion, and I am kind of okay with having some free time, you know, because of a holiday, but I'm not okay with something being forbidden from religion, so it does feel a little bit hypocritical, I guess. Thank you for the follow. So it kind of feels strange now that I think about it. Oh, you know, we have some interesting people in here with very strong opinions sometimes. It's fine. As long as we hold it toss friendly, it's fine. Let me give a shout out though. There we go. We have another goldsmith here with us in chat. It's married with Spawn. He does a lot of gold jewelry and jewelry with stones and so on. Does different stuff than I do, and also streams. Fabulous. Check him out. He streams more in the US time zone, like daytime zone, so you can have a full day coverage of goldsmiths. Mostly potato though. No. The only time I see a potato on stream is when you show the pugs. Like, that's the only one and true potato. They said they wanted to be your friend during the hour you kept them busy. They said you should calm myself twice and told me to never call them a bad friend ever again. What? You're a turkey. I'm a unicorn. Excuse me. Runa, that is some crazy story. Uni turkey. Okay, I can probably live with that. Oh, you know what is the unicorn of turkeys? I think it's the peacocks. Don't you think so? Like the magical creatures. Can you imagine like some turkeys that have never seen a peacock seeing a peacock for the first time? Chen Chinoa, thank you very much for the follow. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you want to just lurk, feel free to lurk.
Greetings.
Oh, I hear we need some guidance today. Let's see what Octogod has for us in storage today. Do you say in storage or in store? I feel like it's in store. May the wisdom of Octogod be bestowed upon you. There are far, far better things ahead than any we'll leave behind. Feel free to donate all of your possessions to Octogod. Because anything that you will need after doing that will be way better than what you have anyway, so you might as well, you know. Definitely not a cult. Not investment advice. It's definitely not the cult. I think Henry Oliver approves of that message, by the way. Yes, this is a joke, people. Calm down. Okay, so now I have this rod, and you see it has like 3 indentations. And before I bend it, I need to, oh, do I? I feel I need to anneal it. It's way too hard. Or else I will break it. Octogod, dance before, that's different. Yeah, Octogod does not forbid you to dance whenever you want to. No, this is silver, so I know what you are asking. Well, maybe I think I know what you're asking. A little bit presumptuous of me. So goldsmiths and silversmiths are 2 different professions, and they do not differentiate. Oh, just a second. And they actually do not differentiate by material. They differentiate by what you do. So like silversmiths are more for the larger stuff like bowls and vases and so on. And goldsmiths are more for smaller stuff like jewelry. So there is. Are you sure though? Okay. So I need to cut through the bottom of this. No Man's Sky. You warmed it, but you bending with your hands. Now, silver and steel, for example, are very different. For example, steel and iron, you have to form it when it is warm. For silver and gold, you can do cold forming. The more you bend it, the more you form it, the harder it gets. And when it gets like too much formed, it will break. Just like, you know, when you are folding a wire, like when you're bending a wire, at some point it will break. Basically, that's what happens. So to prevent that happening, we anneal our stuff. So we heat it up and quench it in water, and that restructures the material on the inside and makes it more pliable again so that you can bend it without breaking. Ah! Oh gosh. Oh, I broke it. Dang it. Oh. Oh, now I have two pieces that I have to solder. That's fine. Also, like on the very last bit. You made aluminum a few years ago. You had to glue parts because you didn't know better. Any advice? I have not really worked with aluminum. I do feel like aluminum you could probably soft solder. You can probably soft solder aluminum, right? It's a little bit easier than hard soldering. I would also say you probably can. No Man's Sky logo. Oh yeah. Well, I mean it's a shape of a like Drachen form. Like it's a very popular geometrical shape. I think for cosplay you can do a lot of things with soft soldering. So, like here I am working with hard soldering, which is fire and actually it's called brazing, not soldering, but we call it soldering because, you know, it's easier. But yeah, I think for cosplay you can do a lot of things with soft solder. You can take some copper, some brass and soft solder it and like just not worry. It's the same as you do for electronics. With a soldering iron. So you need a lot less materials. And you can also do it with a hot air gun. We can find that the first... Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome into my stream. I need my parallel pliers. Where are my parallel pliers? Are they hanging here? No. Or did they fall down? Also no. There they are, in their place. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you want to just lurk, feel free to lurk. Questions are always welcome. Wait a second, look, you can find that the wire she used is very weak and the accessories were very thin and did not burn red, the most part. I don't know what you're meaning by that, SVS, so I'm very sorry. But I do not really understand it. Oh, yeah, this is better. you would strongly prefer a soldering iron over a hot air gun for most applications, also less danger of getting burned, you guess. I think I found it depends on how big your stuff is. So the soldering iron is like very good for smaller stuff, for small spots and so on. But if you're building a large frame, which I actually did, therefore I know it, I actually tried it out. If you are building a larger frame and you have two large pieces that you have to solder together, your soldering iron, especially if it's like metal that like pulls out a lot of heat, for example, copper has very good heat conductivity since you will have to heat up quite a bit to be able to solder. Sometimes a heat gun can be a really, really big help. Station not for soldering but for desoldering. Yeah, that works too. Fixing things in reverse. I often fix things in reverse. There we go. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. These also need to be soldered back together. Or bending points. Now we are back to tiny things. There we go. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? Flip. Now we have this one. Pretty. Pretty, isn't it? I think it's a very pretty shape. I like the shape a lot. Okay, so theoretically this needs to go into the pickle pot, but I think I need it for the next step before I continue, because I also need a back plate for this one. So I need to measure it out. So it's like 9.5 millimeters on the outside. So now I need to get a piece of silver, a flat piece of silver. Still can't, I'm still a little bit, well, I don't know if baffled is the right word. Surprised maybe a little bit. I chewed through my wires like a lot faster than I do through my plates, and I really do not understand why. Maybe it's because I'm afraid. Well, afraid is the wrong word. Maybe it's because I always want to save the plates, because I can make the wires myself, but the plates are a bigger hassle. Maybe it's that. So what I want to do is I want to solder a piece of metal behind this. You know what? Maybe I should do a rounded edge though. I can try how that looks by doing a simple trick. I'm a little bit worried that if I leave the tip here sharp, that it might get caught on something. Although I really do not think that that will be the case. Maybe a little bit smaller though. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay. So I'm going to cut the square now. There we go. So we can pack this back away. Now I have a square here. And I can clean it up a little bit with my file on the sides. I have a little bit of an advantage here since I did cut it out from a pre-cut pre-cut plate. I do have already the 190 degree that I need. Basically, I'm just gonna use that probably. It's already also kind of rounded up. So I can probably just pop this in here. Yeah, I think this will be wonderful. Okay, what I will do now is I will round up all the edges because I will not be able to really round them up afterwards, and I don't want them to be sharp at all. So I will be filing a little bevels into them, and I will also be going over all of the corners for the same reason. I don't want anything sharp in there. When you're making geometrical stuff, I think rounding up should be the very last step, because it makes stuff, it makes it a little bit harder to measure everything if you have rounded corners, for example, because they will probably be rounded a little bit differently everywhere. And if you want to have something very, very exact, sometimes it's better to work with sharp edges before you basically finish up. Okay, so now I can I will now clamp this down as soon as I find a clamp. There it is. So I need to clamp it down in the correct position for soldering. See if I can use the back side as a sort of help. Oh, you know what I can do? I can go one time over the back side with some sandpaper. This will kind of smooth everything out. Give me a little surface to solder everything on, which is good because it will be easier to place and easier to solder. There we go. Okay, I do see that I need to round up these corners more.
Hi there.
Hello, Josh89. How are you? Just trying to line this up correctly. I think this is good. Okay. Now let me solder it. Flux. I'm fine too, thank you. I'm making some geometrical stuff today. So that is what you're seeing. I'm soldering some geometrical forms together, and this will be a spinner pendant with a little bearing inside. There we go, we've fluxed it up. think I need to just do it. Always. Come on. Little solder palette. Nah. Oh, thank you. Just a second. There we go. We would have 3 hands. We had this discussion beforehand where we were like thinking, not beforehand. I was thinking about this a lot before. Like, if you had 3 hands, would you then wish you had a 4th? Because somehow, I think we would. I think we would never have enough hands unless we had 8, because of the 8-foldedness. By the way, have you ever tried to fold a piece of paper in 8 parts? I have not tried it yet, by the way. Maybe I should try it. I know I will not be able to. I do have a mill here, so I could cheat. Right in our arm, right off the top of the head. Do you know that you cannot really fold paper more than, what is it, 7 times, I think it was? So this is 1. Also, like, is it fold in half? I think it is. It is meant as in fold in half. This is 2. Now it already is getting really, really complicated. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5, and you can already see it's like the mill is a part of the temple of Outgot, so it's not cheating. I don't know. Oh, so only those who possess a mill are able to enlighten because they can fold. Where was I? Was this 5 or 6? I think it was 5, so this is 6. So you see? What a stupid experiment. Yes. So I have this piece here. This is for a setting for an onyx. A flat piece of silver. Philip! We need you! Where art thou, Philip? Philip? I swear, he always hides in the wrong drawer. Philip is a hammer. Just so you know. There we go. Here is Philip. Quack. Oh, I did not hear the quack. Why did I not hear the quack? You heard it? Okay, then I'm deaf. With an extreme thinning and big size of sheet, it is possible to fold once more than the story tells, but then the sheet really folded, it looks like more like... So I'm just straightening out the wire. There we go. Now the stone is this one here. I let it fall. No. There it is. So I will be doing this kind of the same way as I did the wire before, where I fold it around. Well, not fold. Is it called fold it? Basically, I wind it, make it round like this until it fits the curve of the stone, and then I will cut into it, and that will be our like folding line. Okay, I think this is a very good fit right now. You can do this also out of 2 pieces. I find it as both ways are valid. Basically, usually I try to make it out of 1 piece. And if I fail, I do it out of 2 pieces. Can we also Fourier transform the paper and multiply it by 8 times instead? Fourier transformation has always been like... I have PTSD from the Fourier transformation. Well, not really. Actually, I messed it up really, really badly. As I was in university, we had this class that was called analysis. Basically, it's math. It's fancy math without numbers. And you had, like, I took analysis 1, which is like the simple one without complex numbers. I took it 2 times, the test. And both times I failed the Fourier transformation in a very stupid way by failing to calculate the Fiutama, you know, the ones that you calculate for showing how much mistake range you have, like both times. The fun part is that I did actually get through the analysis 2 without problems on first try, which is basically analysis 1 but with complex numbers. So no, we can't. Yeah. Nah, that was... So like the math part was always my weak point. I don't even really understand why I decided that physics studies at the university is a good idea for me. Well, I know exactly why I did that, but I shouldn't have. And now I'm a goldsmith. Yay! If I wouldn't have failed it, I would not be here with you. So maybe it's for the best? Who knows? Who knows? Three semester of analysis and 3 more in operation. Yeah, we had this one professor in our university. He was very well known for having very, very, very hard tests. But it was like our professors rotated every year, so that like we had 3 professors for theoretical physics, and they rotated every year so that if you had to redo the course, basically you could redo it with another professor and had another way of somebody explaining it to you, so you know your chances of understanding it were higher. And basically it was kind of like a tradition that you had to, that you were like compelled to write at least one of his to go to at least one time to his lectures and write at least one of his tests. I actually did write theoretical physics part 2, I think, with him, and I did get through it. I did manage that one. I think it was quantum physics or something. What is quantum physics? I don't remember what it was. I blocked it out of my memory. This is very wobbly, doesn't want to get sawn. A little blast from the past. So I'm just shortening this a little bit so that it fits the stone. Yeah, I think this is just a little bit more. There we go. I do need to buy a new file soon. Like this one is a little bit dull. It is beneficial sometimes to have a few dull files on hand. First of all, if you need some special tool you can make out of a dull file, you will have a dull file. Second of all, they do not take off as much. So you can kind of use them if you need a little bit more precision. There we go. Now I will clip this off. There we go. Now I can solder this one. You hear everything is gonna be all right. Just vibe with the music. There we go. No. Here. Let me move it a little bit more into the light. And now we have this here. Perfect. So this goes into the pickle solution now. Oh yeah, well, it's yeah, let's no. Shall not dwell on the past. Today is not the day for that, even though we are forbidden to dance by law. And yes, I will keep referring to that because it really has taken me by surprise. Okay, so what do I have now? I have the setting there. I have the squares. I need the bearing setting now for the little bearings. I will be using the 4mm bearings there. I am so happy about those, by the way. Not cheap, but very useful. I can like size my stuff down now, and I feel this is very good for how jewelry is right now. I will be kicking myself in the butt if the jewelry goes like all extra large in the next 2 years, which I think might happen, but you know. By the way, cheers. There we go. Yes, married with Spawn. Today in Germany it is forbidden to dance by law. It is forbidden to dance in public by law. It's not a law that is enforced. It is forbidden to have some parties though. Yes, that's what I thought too. That was exactly my reaction. Dancing ban. Tanzverbot is the German term for dancing ban. In Germany and Switzerland, dancing on some holidays is banned by most state or canton governments. These occasions are certain Christian and secular holidays aimed at mourning and or contemplation, such as Good Friday, which I guess is today, All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, or Memorial Day like Volksfrauentag. This one I can understand. Like this one, I can understand why you, like the state doesn't want you to have a large party there. But Ugh! There are no legal obligations to be happy during Carnival. Could you imagine if it was not forbidden by law, but it was required by law that you dance today? Imagine it the other way around. Like, if you do not dance today, you get punished. Bearing settings. Right, right. Ta-da! I have one done. In Cologne, it's not so far-fetched. I have also this setting with like the bail already on it. This was for my like when I was designing the other one. This was my